Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal Part 175 based on novel. So let's start. Wang Lin's gaze fell on Li Yuan's feet. At the moment his feet landed, Wang Lin had a strange feeling. It was as if that person and the iron sword had become one. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze and then withdrew his divine sense. He stepped forward and entered the void. The moment he entered the void, it was as if he had passed a boundary, and the rumble from the thunder seemed to increase several-fold. The woman named Ge snorted in her heart and thought, "This magical treasure is inherited from the family. Although it has no power, it is unmatched in resisting thunder." With her thought, the flying sword began to move along the thunder chain. The thunder from the chain seemed to have no effect on the flying sword. The woman named Ge looked at Li Yuan and frowned. The location he was standing on made her feel very uncomfortable. However, this was not the moment to say anything. Although the sword wasn't very fast, it was stable as it flew along the thunder chain. The surroundings were filled with nothingness, and one couldn't see anything before them. However, no cultivator in the thunder celestial realm would get lost. As long as they followed the thunder chains, they would find the right direction. Shortly after, as the sword flew, they slowly entered the void. The woman couldn't spread out her divine sense, so she didn't see Wang Lin. She wondered if she had lost him, so she turned around and immediately felt as if a bolt of thunder had penetrated her. She was frozen, her eyes were filled with aghast, and the terror she felt toward Wang Lin reached a peak. She saw Wang Lin treading on the thunder chain in his white robe. He walked step by step as if he was walking on flat ground. The thunder moved through his body, but it had no effect on him. In fact, he felt very comfortable, and his origin soul was even absorbing all the thunder. As Wang Lin walked, he set off violent waves of thunder behind him. This scene was very clear, even from a distance. It was like a bright beacon at night. Li Yuan, who was on the sword's tip, was filled with melancholy. As he stood on the tip of the sword, waves of emotions were set off in his heart. He was almost unable to control it. "Old friend, it has been a long time, since we meet." Li Yuan let out a sigh in his heart and then immediately focused his thoughts. He immediately became aware of the woman named Ge's change and subconsciously looked back. When he saw Wang Lin walking on the thunder chain, his pupils immediately shrank. He can stand on the thunder chains between the fragments with his body. Li Yuan's expression shrank but quickly returned to normal. Wang Lin didn't speak along the way, but the thunder was like a burning fire at night. The thunder behind him gradually disappeared. After spending most of a month in the void, the trail of thunder behind Wang Lin had disappeared completely. Only at this moment did Wang Lin relax. That thunder wasn't something he wanted. It was because his own body contained thunder. That thunder was formed by the friction from the thunder inside his body and the thunder outside. Wang Lin didn't like this kind of phenomenon because it was too showy and could invite unwanted trouble. Now that his body had adapted to the chain, he relaxed a bit. When listening to the two of them, it seemed the reason Li Yuan's life soul is in the woman's family's hands is because they saved him. However, I fear there is something more. While he moved along the chain, he was still observing the two and pondering the situation. That woman's sword can cause Li Yuan to have such a reaction. I guess being saved and then locked to the woman's family was all part of his plan. Wang Lin's gaze fell on the iron sword. After taking many careful looks at the iron sword, he wasn't able to find any clues. This iron sword had very strong resistance toward thunder. The deeper one traveled on the thunder chain, the stronger the thunder became, but the iron sword wasn't affected at all. Along the way, the three of them didn't speak at all. Every time the woman named Ge looked at Wang Lin, there was fear in her eyes. She was now really afraid of Wang Lin. He had captured her heavenly ghost with ease and was able to safely step on the thunder chain. All of these things made her develop a fear toward Wang Lin, especially when she considered the fact that a part of her soul was in his hands. It made her even more terrified. The woman thought, "I don't have any real death grudge with him, only some conflict. Since he is a senior, as long as I remain obedient along the way and follow orders, I should be able to survive." As for Li Yuan, He suppressed the shock in his heart about Wang Lin and quietly stood at the tip of the sword. He remained motionless as if he had always been like this. Time quickly passed. The three of them had flown in the void for almost 2 months. The Thunder Celestial Realm was too big, and in these 2 months they met no cultivators. It was as if for these 2 months, the three of them were the only people left in the world. The boring flight made the woman named Ge extremely irritated. However, each time she wanted to vent on Li Yuan, she would have an inexplicable feeling that this scene was somewhat familiar. This familiar feeling made her suppress her temper. However, no matter how much she thought about it, she couldn't remember what this familiar feeling was. I always feel like I have seen this scene somewhere before. The woman named Ge spent most of her time pondering this question. On this day, as they proceeded farther, the thunder became even stronger. The roars of the thunder echoed endlessly. The thunder spread out like dragons and scattered in all directions. Wang Lin also felt discomfort from the chain, and he became vigilant because what made him feel uncomfortable wasn't the thunder but the vibrations coming from the thunder chain. These vibrations were coming from ahead, and they were causing the thunder chain to tremble and send thunder scattering in all directions. Even the light screen around the iron sword flickered as if it could break at any time. The woman named Ge seemed to panic and increased her control. Li Yuan frowned slightly. As they moved forward, the vibrations increased even more. The thunder seemed to contain a violent aura and a slight touch would cause a thunderous rumble. Wang Lin was still frowning, and the caution in his eyes became stronger. He had a bad feeling, as if there was a terrifying existence ahead. Senior, although Junior hasn't been to the Thunder Celestial Realm before, I know that the chains connecting the fragments shouldn't shake so violently. Senior, look over there. Li Yuan pointed toward the void on the left. At the end of the void there were vague flashes of light. Senior, there should also be a thunder chain over there, but we can still see the light. I fear that the shaking is not only our chain but a majority of the thunder chains in the region. I think there is something big happening. How about we return? Before I came here, the old ancestor in the family told me that if the thunder chains connecting the fragments shake, that means that the 2 fragments are going to collapse. The woman's expression was pale and she could also feel the vibrations from the chain. The vibrations became more frequent and more violent. The thunder that the vibrations were giving off was very shocking. Wang Lin had already become aware of where Li Yuan pointed. After pondering for a bit, he gloomily looked ahead and slowly said, "The answer is before us. There is already no path for retreat, so we'll know once we see it." Li Yuan nodded. He also had this idea. They had already traveled this far, turning back now wouldn't help. Although cultivators needed to be cautious, when faced with a path of no retreat, they needed to bravely move forward. Li Yuan looked at the woman and explained, "Lady Ge, although the vibrations of the chain have to do with us going deeper into the void, it is too late to retreat." Wang Lin didn't speak anymore, but his body flickered and he increased his speed. He jumped over the 2 and charged ahead. Li Yuan looked at Wang Lin's back and thought, he indeed wasn't using his full strength before. This person is not simple. My ability to gauge a person is not wrong. How could someone who defeated an illusory yin cultivator be simple? Not long after Wang Lin charged into the void, his eyes suddenly narrowed and he stopped. He stared ahead and saw a large area of fog filled with celestial spiritual energy spreading out. The fog was boundless and blocked all paths forward. At this moment, the iron sword caught up. When Li Yuan saw the fog, he was startled. After taking a closer look, his expression changed and he shouted, "This is a restriction." Wang Lin had recognized that this fog contained traces of the power of a restriction. He slowly said, "Since this is a restriction, are you confident in cracking it?" Li Yuan frowned and carefully looked at it. His eyes shined and he said, "I'm not confident. This isn't a single restriction but many restrictions combined, and they are borrowing the power of thunder from the Thunder Celestial Realm. Just who has the courage to actually place a restriction like this?" His expression was very serious as he slapped his bag of holding and a compass appeared in his hand. The pointer spun non-stop as his hand formed seals while he calculated and his eyes shined even brighter. Just at this moment, The compass in his hand exploded into dust and dissipated. This is a mid-heavenly restriction that uses the Thunder Celestial Realm as its base with 9,999 spirits to act as formation eyes. It can form a huge and incomparable formation that can refine everything in the world. Just at this moment, a laugh came from the fog in the distance, followed by an old man walking out from the fog. He was holding something in his hand. It was a thunder chain. Hey! Meeting you here proves that you are indeed someone fated with this old man. I was about to find you, but you came here yourself. Very good, very good. Wang Lin's expression became gloomy and his pupils shrink when he saw the thunder chain in the old man's hands. His heart was filled with terror. Even Wang Lin with his thunder origin soul and thunder body could not casually hold the thunder chain like that. After all, just the thunder it gave off contained a trace of celestial thunder, so there was no need to mention the entire chain. He couldn't see any clue about the old man's cultivation level at all, but he could imagine it was extremely high. In addition, he could vaguely feel a sense of returning to the origin from this old man. Wang Lin subconsciously took a few steps back. He was very unfamiliar with this old man, so presumably, the fated person was not him. His gaze turned and fell on Li Yuan. Li Yuan was also extremely surprised. When he saw Wang Lin's movement, he guessed that Wang Lin didn't know this old man. Then it became obvious that the fated person the old man talked about might be himself. He carefully looked at the old man and felt rather puzzled. He respectfully said, "Senior, the person you are talking about is." The old man walked out from the thick fog and stared at Li Yuan. He pointed at Wang Lin and said, with dissatisfaction, "Little fellow, the fated person this old man talked about is you. Come here." Wang Lin's eyes narrowed and he said, "I have never met Senior before. How are we fated?" The old man examined Wang Lin a bit and smiled. "Have you forgotten already? Anyone who can escape from the old man's prison tunnel is fated with this old man." Wang Lin's expression immediately changed. He looked at the old man, and after pondering a bit, he slowly said, "So it was Senior who set it up. I just don't know why Senior did it." The old man revealed an impatient expression and stepped forward. Then his hand reached toward Wang Lin and he said, "What is all this nonsense? If this old man says you're fated, then you are." Wang Lin's expression became gloomy and he quickly retreated. He couldn't see through this old man's cultivation, so he couldn't do battle and could only run. The old man let out a mischievous smile and his hand reached out. In an instant, the area within 5 kilometers was filled with a powerful force. This force was simply too strong, and it also contained an unimaginable amount of origin energy. One grasp caused Wang Lin's expression to become pale and he found that he couldn't move at all. It was as if someone had used the stop spell on him. He could only watch as the old man's hand reached toward him. His eyes shined brightly, and as the old man's hand closed in, he bit his tongue. Rather than spitting it out, he swallowed the essence blood and activated the escape spell he learned from the old man in the demon spirit land. The blood had already formed an internal cycle inside his body. As this internal cycle moved, his body loosened and disappeared in a flash. He reappeared a distance away and escaped without looking back. The old man softly exclaimed. His eyes revealed a hint of interest and he smiled. He is indeed worthy of being fated with his old man if he knows such an incredible spell that damages oneself to escape. He then withdrew his hand and shot toward the void. That grab earlier only used 10% of his power. At this point, he was more serious and used 20% of his power with this palm. One palm caused the void to twist like it was about to be torn apart and ripples appeared. Then the old man softly said, "Reverse." In the blink of an eye, the entire void flickered as if everything had changed. Wang Lin's eyes blurred and his body quickly moved backward. This posture was exactly the same as when he ran. In almost an instant, when he regained his vision, he was actually standing 30 feet away from the old man. Cold sweat instantly covered his forehead. This kind of spell was already beyond his imagination. The old man looked at Wang Lin and smiled. "Why are you not running?" Wang Lin pondered a bit before clasping his hands and respectfully saying, "I don't know what Senior wants, but Junior's cultivation level isn't high enough to meet Senior's requirements." The old man's gaze fell on Wang Lin's bag and he said, "No problem. You can't help me, but the thunder beast inside your bag can. Let this old man borrow it for a while and then I'll return it to you." Wang Lin secretly let out a sigh. He didn't know how the old man knew what he had in his bag of holding. He slapped his bag of holding and the thunder beast flew out. The moment the thunder beast appeared, before it could even let out a roar, it was grabbed by the old man and dragged away. The old man smiled. "Very good, it is actually a silver-horned thunder beast, very good. Little fellow, this old man is not only taking this thunder beast, every Thunder Celestial Temple Messenger's thunder beast will belong to this old man for a period of time." The thunder beast finally regained its senses and was shaking from terror. This was the first time the thunder beast had showed this kind of behavior. Upon seeing that the old man was about to leave, Wang Lin clenched his teeth and loudly said, "With Senior's cultivation, how could Senior just take a junior's possession like this?" The old man stopped and turned around to look at Wang Lin. He smiled and his eyes revealed admiration. "You want compensation? Interesting, but I can't just use your thunder beast in vain." He looked at Wang Lin and said, "Your cultivation is a mess. A thunder origin soul and TA thunder body, what is this? Let this old man give you a helping hand." The old man's right hand reached out and a large amount of dust gathered in his hand to form a ball of light. He then spat out a mouthful of energy into the ball of light and threw it without even looking. The ball of light shot directly toward Wang Lin. The ball of light was too fast for Wang Lin to dodge, and so it directly entered his chest. After doing all of this, the old man waved his sleeves and laughed. "You guys can't break through here, so let me give you all ride." As he waved his sleeve, a powerful force appeared, taking Wang Lin, Li Yuan, and the woman named Ge before disappearing. "That iron sword is a bit familiar. Forget it, the matter at hand is more important, so I'm not going to think about it." The old man looked at the thunder beast in his hand. The more he looked, the more pleased he became and he smiled. Yes, after this old man uses some spells, this thunder beast should be able to pull the chain. The thunder beast carefully looked at the old man. Its heart was beating wildly, but it didn't dare to make a sound. The old man's body flickered and then he disappeared with the thunder beast. However, almost right after he reappeared, he looked at where Wang Lin disappeared to and muttered, "Just then how much energy did I put into it? Ah, it seems I put a little too much. That little guy should be all right. Regardless, if he doesn't die, then he really is fated with this old man." The old man stepped forward and disappeared without a trace. Wang Lin's group of 3 was sent through the fog by the old man and they were currently whistling through the fog. This kind of speed couldn't be described anymore. It was simply too overwhelming. In an instant, Wang Lin's vision blurred and his body fell and landed on the ground. Li Yuan's expression was pale as he landed 100 feet from Wang Lin. As for the woman named Ge, her face had no trace of blood and she immediately began to puke. The speed was so fast that her body was almost unable to bear it. The moment he landed, Wang Lin immediately felt a powerful pain coming from the ball of light in his chest. This pain was so intense that it almost completely drowned him. His body trembled. This feeling was like when a mortal swallowed a piece of burning coal. Imaginable heat was coming from inside his body as if it was trying to burn his entire body to dust. Li Yuan adjusted his breath and his eyes lit up before looking at Wang Lin. At this moment, Wang Lin looked like he was in a lot of pain. It was as if a flame was burning inside his body. The woman named Ji's eyes revealed a hint of viciousness as she stared at Wang Lin. She could tell that Wang Lin's current condition was not good. She gently touched her bag of holding and a black dagger appeared in her hand. The moment the dagger appeared, countless ghosts appeared around it. This dagger was also an inheritance from her family and was highly toxic. The toxin could corrode the flesh, and the ghost sealed inside was extremely harmful to one's origin soul. Li Yuan slightly frowned, but he didn't stop her. If this person was killed like this, then even if this person went to that place, he wouldn't be able to reach the final destination. The woman named Ge knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If she gave up this chance, she might never have another. She clenched her teeth as she held the dagger and was about to step forth. However, just at this moment, Wang Lin suddenly opened his eyes. They were no longer filled with thunder but instead flames. He stared at the woman holding the dagger and said, in a hoarse voice, "The dagger is not bad. Are you going to gift it to me?" The woman named Ji was frightened and her eyes were filled with fear. She subconsciously took a few steps back and said, "Yes, yes." With that, she quickly threw the dagger on the ground. Wang Lin closed his eyes. When he reopened them, he regained his clarity. His right hand reached out and the dagger flew into his hand. After taking a closer look, Wang Lin put it inside his bag of holding. The ball of light condensed by the old man had exploded in Wang Lin's body, placing him in a huge crisis. That feeling of his body burning still existed. However, what was surprising was that this burning had no harm to his cultivation and instead was very beneficial. As it burned, Wang Lin could even feel his cultivation slowly improving, and he became infinitely closer to breaking through the peak of the late stage of Ascendant. However, this process was painful enough to make him go crazy. Fortunately, Wang Lin's mental strength was as stable as a rock after 1,000 years of cultivation, so he simply endured the pain. On the surface, others couldn't see anything abnormal at all. Wang Lin's expression was neutral and his voice was no longer hoarse as he calmly asked, "Li Yuan, is the place you talked about on this fragment?" Li Yuan's eyes gave off an indiscernible flash as he bowed and respectfully said, "Senior, right now Junior is not sure. I need to go to the center of the fragment and observe for a while." Wang Lin glanced at Li Yuan and nodded. Li Yuan's body moved and he flew forward. As for the woman named Ji, she was now extremely terrified of Wang Lin and followed closely after Li Yuan. However, she could still feel a pair of eyes filled with killing intent watching her from behind. Wang Lin casually followed behind them. The reason he didn't kill this woman was because she was a key for Li Yuan. Li Yuan was probably a big reason why she was able to come to the Thunder Celestial Realm. According to his previous speculation, if Li Yuan's purpose was just the Iron Sword and the restrictions, he could have easily taken it from the woman when they entered the Thunder Celestial Realm. There must have been karmic cause and karmic effect behind his actions. Wang Lin was calm. While he followed behind them, he was also enduring the pain inside his body. Right now he felt very complicated toward the old man. On one hand, he was grateful that this person had given him the opportunity. Although he was suffering from great pain, his cultivation level was slowly increasing. On the other hand, he hated the old man for taking the Thunder Beast and toying with him twice. After letting out a secret sigh, Wang Lin focused his mind and suppressed the pain. He could clearly feel that his body was undergoing some kind of change after the ball of light entered him. He felt as if the ball was trying to condense the thunder his body and form a true body of flesh and blood. Wang Lin didn't know how long this process would take. However, he had a feeling that the moment his body finished changing and the pain disappeared, he would break through the first step of cultivation. Wang Lin's cultivation had reached the peak of the late stage of Ascendant, and even his domain evolved to the Karma domain. However, he had no clue on how to make a breakthrough. At this moment, he took a deep breath and decided to not suppress the pain. Instead, he let the pain explode and thus increased the speed of his cultivation. If one looked from a distance, they would see a faint flame coming from Wang Lin's body, as if he was burning. If one was close, they would even hear the crackling sounds of his flesh burning. It was as if it was burning away impurities. As Li Yuan flew, he didn't turn around, but there was a flicker of restrictions between his eyebrows. With these restrictions, he could complete a lot of spells that normally required his divine sense. He clearly saw through the state of Wang Lin's body. After pondering a bit, he regained his focus. The higher Wang Lin's cultivation level, the smoother this trip would be. However, he couldn't let Wang Lin actually reach the illusory yin stage, or else there might be problems. Li Yuan thought, "It looks like I can't hesitate anymore." 1 month later at the center of the fragment, Li Yuan carefully looked around as if he was trying to match an image in his head. After a long time he nodded. "After looking at 2 fragments, I have determined the general location of the forbidden area. However, it is not here, but to the east." Li Yuan turned and looked at Wang Lin. Wang Lin's expression remained neutral as he calmly said, "Just lead the way." After the location was determined, their speed naturally picked up. Li Yuan no longer tried to stall for time and sped out. From the eastern edge of the fragment, they once more got on the thunder chain and headed into the void. The woman named Ge was helpless and could only follow. 3 months later, they had crossed 4 fragments. On this day, Li Yuan stared at the towering mountain ahead and revealed a trace of extremely well-hidden excitement. This is the place. Wang Lin's gaze was calm as he looked at the mountain. The mountain was so tall that he wasn't able to see the peak. It was as if there was another universe past the peak. Bursts of silver, dragon-like thunder were coming from the clouds along the peak. There were also muffled echoes of roaring thunder. When Wang Lin looked at the mountain, he could feel an ancient aura. This was the mountain's soul. As the woman named Ge stared at the mountain, her eyes revealed a mysterious light. Her body trembled and she subconsciously looked at Li Yuan. At this moment, he had his back toward her, and his back clearly entered her vision. After looking at the mountain and then at Li Yuan, that sense of familiarity suddenly came back and exploded. The woman named Ge's expression was filled with fear. This fear was several times stronger than when she looked at Wang Lin. She remembered. Just at this moment, Li Yuan turned around and meaningfully looked at the woman, causing her words to stop at the entrance of her mouth. She lowered her head and remained silent for a moment before she looked up once more. Her eyes were calm, as if she had understood everything. Li Yuan looked at the mountain and slowly said, "This mountain is nameless. There are many restrictions inside. The Thunder Celestial Realm has opened countless times, but you can see that not many have cracked the restrictions inside." The woman named Ge silently pondered and calmly looked at the mountain. She was extremely familiar and unfamiliar with this mountain at the same time. Wang Lin calmly said, "Let's go." Li Yuan nodded and walked in front. He stepped closer and closer to the mountain. The thunder was extremely loud at the base of the mountain and one could clearly see flashes of thunder descending. Li Yuan's steps were firm as he stepped on the mountain. This mountain had no path, but since the Thunder Celestial Realm had opened countless times, a path naturally formed as people came and cracked the restrictions in the mountain. The woman named Ge followed behind Li Yuan and leaned slightly to the side. She bit her lip as she looked at Li Yuan and thought, "I should have already seen through this. That figure when compared to that thing in the family. So familiar. So it wasn't a legend." The woman revealed a bitter expression. She understood why this Li Yuan had appeared in the family. This was all because he had purposely contacted them. She also realized that if it wasn't for Li Yuan using some special method, the family wouldn't have let her come to the Thunder Celestial Realm. The family ancestors' complex gaze from when they left appeared in her head. Back then, she felt that it was strange, but now she understood. The family ancestor knew all of this. Otherwise, why would no family member come to the Thunder Celestial Realm for tens of thousands of years? It was as if the Thunder Celestial Realm was a forbidden area for their Ge family. And all of this changed due to the arrival of Li Yuan. She became the first family member in tens of thousands of years to enter the Thunder Celestial Realm. The only person to accompany her was this Li Yuan, so the ancestor sent me to the Thunder Celestial Realm for atonement. This is why the ancestor gave me the family inheritance treasure. The woman named Ge let out a pitiful smile. Li Yuan promised to bring back my sliver of soul, probably because the sacrifice won't work if my soul isn't complete. At this moment the woman named Ge's mind was clear, as if she had seen through everything. Her various changes in expression would naturally not escape Wang Lin. He noticed that after she saw this mountain, her emotions had been changing constantly. His gaze moved from the woman and landed on Li Yuan's back. Although his expression was calm, his mouth revealed a sneer. Wang Lin had concluded that Li Yuan had long taken notice of him. Even the restriction was probably to lure himself to appear. It could even be said that the various matters before were all due to Li Yuan's scheme. Although there were few things Wang Lin wasn't clear about, it didn't stop him from seeing through this matter. A hint of killing intent flashed through his eyes. He would not show mercy to those who plotted against him, but right now he had other plan. The killing intent that came out from his body was like a sharp sword. Just at this moment, Li Yuan also stopped. He didn't turn around but said, "Brother Shu, I'm not as unbecoming as you think. Meeting you was part of my plan, But there was also fate. The way he called Wang Lin subconsciously changed. Wang Lin's eyes became cold as he calmly asked, "What exactly is in the peak of this mountain?" Li Yuan silently pondered before he looked at the peak of the mountain that extend endlessly into the clouds. His eyes revealed a hint of melancholy and he softly said, "My master is there." Wang Lin frowned. At this moment, Li Yuan turned around and looked at Wang Lin. The current him was very different from before entering the mountain. It was as if he had become a different person. He softly said, "Brother Shu, with your cultivation level, you won't be able to leave this mountain without my permission." Wang Lin calmly said, "The 18-plum restriction, I know a thing or two." The moment he said this, Li Yuan was startled. This was not fake, he was indeed shocked. It was as if it was the first time he had seen Wang Lin. Li Yuan frowned and said, "Although not many people know of the 18-plum restriction, it is not as if no one knows it. It is not surprising that Brother Shu knows." Wang Lin looked at Li Yuan and smiled. "So what you used is indeed the 18-plum restriction." His shadow flickered and the celestial guard flew out. The moment the celestial guard appeared, its punch landed on the void behind them. When the punch landed, the entire peak shook and a vortex appeared. This vortex led outside. The celestial guard withdrew its fist and returned back into Wang Lin's shadow. Wang Lin didn't move. He calmly looked at Li Yuan and slowly said, "This place can't trap me." Li Yuan's expression immediately became gloomy. He looked at Wang Lin for a long time before slowly saying, "It seems I have underestimated you. However, even if you have this puppet." Wang Lin sneered and his right hand pointed forward. The final strand of Ling Tianho's sword energy came out. After his cultivation level increased, his control of this sword energy had become very refined. The moment the sword energy appeared, a whistle echoed across the heavens and earth and the entire peak trembled. The sword energy was so fast that in the blink of an eye, it stopped before Li Yuan's forehead. It was like a real sword was being pointed between Li Yuan's brow. "What if I add this?" Wang Lin's voice was cold. Li Yuan closed his eyes. A moment later, he opened his eyes and slowly said, "Since Brother Shu is like this, I presume you think the reward isn't enough. Please clearly state what you want." Wang Lin's eyes revealed a strange light. This Li Yuan was very intelligent, so he was able to understand what Wang Lin wanted. The reason Wang Lin was willing to take out Ling Tianho's sword energy was to force Li Yuan to say this. This video will end here.